Hey guys, apologies. We had a few problems there, so we're back right in. Give us a few seconds and we'll go straight in. I'm going to give it a few moments for people to dial back in. I think we had a technical issue, so just bear with us as we just all hop back on. Just going to give it a moment as we all come back in. Apologies, I think we suffered from a slight technical delay. Such is the way of being in technology. I'm going to give it a moment for people to tune back in. And so let's do a quick recap while we're here. Let's go through the key points that we've gone through again and summary. So we've got 5 strategies to look at cultivating and strengthening our willpower and getting on top and building really good, solid willpower. Strategy number 1, understand your why. Get to know what your why is. Build your why power first. Know the reason why you want to accomplish what you want to accomplish, or give up that particular bad habit, or achieve that particular goal, or build that particular discipline. Start with your why. Once you've got your why power, you're going to have a strong foundation in order to exercise your willpower, and you will be able to be more persistent and consistent in pushing through when temptations or bad habits show up. That's your why power. Strategy number 2, understand your triggers. The what, that is the incidents that trigger your willpower to start being used up. What incidents are happening? Going on a train, coming home, driving a car, when you're relaxing in front of the sofa at night. What is the incident or the activity where your willpower is being triggered and used up? Secondly, understand your why, your emotion, what the emotion that's showing up. When is your willpower being tested? Is it when you're bored? Is it when you're angry? Is it when you're frustrated? Is it when you're nervous? When is your willpower being tested? Start to become more self-aware of that emotion that's showing up for you. Part 3 of strategy number 2 is understand your who. Who are the people? What company are you around that's triggering that willpower to happen? We went through some examples earlier, so you can catch the replay on that. Strategy number 3 was don't fight it, swap it. Substitute something that you have for something that's healthier. If you're watching TV and you enjoy watching TV, switch some of your TV watching for something educational, inspirational. If you're enjoying music and radio and stuff, switch some of that to listen to podcasts to educate your mind. If it's a certain food that you probably shouldn't be having, start to switch it for something with a similar sensation, but that's much healthier. So that was strategy number 3. Now, strategy number 4, cultivating good habits. It's leveraging laziness. So let me give you a great example of this. And I want to start by giving you this example. Who wants to exercise more? Who knows that waking up in the morning and going for a walk is a good thing? I think we all know that. We all know that doing some kind of exercise, especially in the morning, because it amplifies your metabolism, you start to raise your dopamine levels, your serotonin levels. Many other benefits happen when you exercise first thing in the morning. Now, no matter what age we are, we can still look to exercise within reason. Whether you're in a lockdown situation and you have to exercise indoors, or if you're privileged enough to go outside, you can still exercise. So tip number 4 is in 2 parts. To cultivate good habits, make it easier so you don't have to use your willpower so much. So let me give you an example. One of my clients right now, he just absolutely doesn't want to exercise in any way, and he's just lazy. He used to do it, he just doesn't do it anymore. And I asked him why. He goes, well, I have a routine. I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I go read the newspaper, and then I get into my work. So what we looked at is, well, why don't you exercise? He goes, well, I have to go down, I have to put my shoes on, and then I have to change my clothes, and then it's hard, I have to find everything, then I have to go out, I look at the weather. So I said, okay, let's do one thing. Put your trainers beside your bed. Get your track bottoms, your gym gear, keep it beside your bed, right? First thing. So when you wake up in the morning, your trainers, your shoes are right there in front of your bed. So the moment you brush your teeth and you've got a big bottle of water by your bed to hydrate yourself, those shoes are right there. Your sport shoes are right there. Your gym gear is right there. You can put it straight on, go downstairs. I said, don't even bother going into a car and driving to the gym, which you can't do anyway. I said, just walk downstairs in your through lounge. He has a through lounge. I said, just go walk back and forth. 20 minutes of that, listen to something educational while you're doing it. Done. And now he's really started to make it easier for him. It's easier for him to do that because he's able to do something. He's made it easier on himself. The shoes are right there. The clothes are right there. The water is right there. The lemon is right there. He can squeeze in. The headphones are right there. So he can now do that a lot easier. He's made it easier on himself. What about reading? Some of you might feel that you need to do more reading and educate your mind. Read something that's educational, inspirational, helps your career or your life. Well, a lot of people don't read because they got to find the book, get it from the bookshelf, pick it up. Simple idea. Pick the book that you want, leave it by your bedside table. You know that when you hit the sack, you can just go read a few pages of the book before you drift off to bed. Far better than looking at a mobile phone at night, right? And all the blue light. Or you have that book and then you know first thing in the morning before you get out of bed, you can put your alarm 15 minutes earlier and you can spend 15 minutes rather than on your phone and on WhatsApp. You can spend the first 15 minutes reading something that's powerful. So again, it's about making it easier for yourself. So think about it. I use that in food and training. So I'm into fitness and training. So one of my big things around well-being is keeping fit and healthy. So I make it easy for myself by making sure that I have things prepared 2 days in advance. If I know that I want to have food the next day, I'll make it for 2 days. So I'll cook 2-3 days in advance. So I've got beans, lentils, pulses, tofu, salads. I've made them for 2 days at a time. So I know that I don't have to worry and think and get lazy and eat some kind of junk food. I know that I've got food 2 days ready. That's easy. It's done. And it's easy for me to then maintain a healthier lifestyle. So leverage laziness by cultivating good habits, by making things easier for yourself. The things that you want to do, make them easy. If you want to have something powerful to listen to, if you want to meditate, make it easy on yourself. Have meditation beats, have a meditation program on your phone, have your headphones, so you know first thing in the morning, your mala, your beads, your meditation aids are right there, and you can go straight into meditation. So making it easier to adopt the habit that you want to do will use less of your willpower and therefore make it easier to implement. The same thing can be done for bad habits. Make it as hard as possible for yourself. Let me tell you this. This is an interesting fact. In most supermarkets, the most profitable items are between, where? Between the shoulder and the waist. Could you believe that? Between the shoulder and the waist is where the most profitable items are. Why? Because 40% of effort drops above the shoulder. We're so lazy that we're not going to spend much time or effort. Supermarket planners know this, that most people will not spend even much time looking beyond their shoulder. They're too lazy to do that. So they put all the naughty stuff that's the high profit stuff for them, they stick it between their shoulder and their waist, between our shoulders and our waist, so we're more likely to buy it. That's how lazy we are. And so what I want to invite you to do is look at how you can cultivate that as a fantastic way to give up a bad habit. I'll give you a couple of examples like this. So I know one of my clients, he had a bad habit of constantly checking Facebook on his phone. So I had him uninstall it. So just by uninstalling Facebook on his phone, he's forced to use Facebook on his PC. Now that means that his PC is not on all the time, his laptop's not on. So every time he wants to look at Facebook, he's got to go turn on his laptop, log in, then check Facebook. So just by the sheer fact that he has to go and do that activity has made him look at Facebook less. He doesn't even look at that much because the laptop's sitting in a room in an office somewhere upstairs in his house. He has to go there and log on and do it. It's not on his phone anymore. It's not as convenient. What about bad and naughty food? Listen, you know this one, right? Don't go shopping on an empty stomach. If you're going to go and get your weekly groceries or whatever you've got to do right now, make sure you've eaten before you go. You're less likely to go and buy a whole bunch of stuff, some of unnecessary stuff and naughty stuff, if you've gone on a full stomach. Psychologically, you've already had it. The temptation is less likely to take over. The other thing is this. If you've got naughty food in the house, put it upstairs. I have a client. This is crazy. One of my clients, we got her to, this is a different client, and she loves all kinds of naughty food. So I got her to get her husband to put the food in the loft. So all the naughty food goes in the loft. So each time she wants to eat naughty food, she's got to pull down the loft ladder, climb up in the loft to go and find that chocolate or those crisps that she was eating crazy amounts of. How much she's going to do that? You see what I mean? So making bad habits harder for yourself is going to increase the chance of you overcoming that bad habit. Make it as hard as possible for yourself. Using the phone while you're driving. Some of you still use phones while you're driving right now. Throw it in the boot. So you can still have your phone with you, but throw it in the boot while you're driving. So the chances of you checking your phone while you're driving, they're completely eliminated. You know, and here's another one. Here's a really another good example. I have somebody who I know, and she spends a fair amount of money. She's single. She's got a great paying job, city high flyer, and so she has a lot of money to spend. But now she's kind of running out of money because she spends a whole ton of money buying gadgets, and she loves electronic goods and boys' toys. Would you believe it? So I said, where are you buying all this stuff? She goes, I just buy it on my phone. I said, when do you do that? She goes, well, I have my credit card. And so I just take out my credit card and I go to different websites. So obviously I need my credit card because I like buying from different websites, not just Amazon. So I just use my credit card every time and I look at it and then I punch my credit card details in, right? And then I go and buy it. I said, okay, freeze your credit card. So what she started to do is she took this credit card of hers and she put it right inside her freezer, right in between a whole bunch of vegetables and packets of stuff, and she stuck it right in there. So you can guess what happened. Each time she felt an urge to go shopping at night time when she was sitting there, well, she's going to get up off the sofa, she's going to walk to the fridge, she's going to get her hands real cold digging up to find the credit card, which is at the back stuffed in between a bunch of vegetables. Then she's got to wait for the credit card to thaw before she can use it. So by the time she's gone through all that, the desire, that burning sensation to want to go and buy and shop, half the time it just goes down. So she's reduced the temptation of unnecessarily spending by making it harder for her to spend, by hiding her credit card somewhere crazy where she wouldn't go. Just like the lady with the loft, putting all the naughty food in the loft. So leverage laziness by using it to your advantage in these ways. Okay, last example I want to give you is moving on to strategy number 5. And strategy number 5 is don't do it alone. Look for an accountability partner, a wingman or a wingwoman who you can use. It could be somebody in your own house, family member who also wants to give up something or who cares enough about you to be your accountability partner. Work with them to do that. Let them help you to keep you accountable and keep an eye on you. If you're not sure how to do this, get them to hide the food. Let's say it's about food. Get them to hide the food that you enjoy so they make it harder for you to go and find that food. Let them hide it. If it's about exercise, see if they'll join you and come with you for 3 times a week for your walks. So if you're doing walks 5 times a week, say, look, could you join me 3 times a week? You know, a lot of people right now in this difficult time where relationships in the household are strained because everybody's in the same space, a great thing to do for increasing our bonding with our children, for example, is to go on exercises with them. So maybe this is another way. If you know you've got to improve your fitness levels, or you know your parents or somebody in your house needs to improve their fitness, why not get them to join you and both go and do 30 minutes of walking or exercise or tennis or whatever it is. And that way you get to bond with them, you get to get closer with them and spend time with them, and you get to get your exercise done. So look for accountability buddies that you can use to help you in achieving the things that you want and giving up the things that you don't want, rather than using up your valuable willpower. And that way you're going to strengthen your willpower capacity and keep it in strong reserve for the stuff where it really matters, like in your day job, in your career, in your business, when you need to really inject that willpower and focus to make deadlines during the week in your personal professional life. That's where your willpower wants to be saved for, not with all these other things where it's going to get used up and then you've got very little left to achieve the goals that you truly want. So I hope that's been beneficial, useful, and valuable to you in some way, and that you've learned something here that you can take away. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. I'm just learning. I'm just sharing with whatever I got. I just want to share with everybody. So I'm hoping that it's been valuable. A lot of these things I use myself in my own life. I know there are so many of you right now who are tuned in, who are experts at maintaining your willpower in certain areas. The trick is to learn to transfer that wisdom and go and start to use it in these other areas. It's a transfer of skills that we're looking at doing. So I hope you can do that. Folks, that's it from me. If there's any other questions, do check out. All that remains for me to do and say is to feel free to connect. I'm just checking if there's any more questions here. It looks like you're really knowledgeable. I don't see any questions on the feed, so you're obviously all a bunch of really enlightened folk. Really good on you that you're that way. Congratulations. If there's any questions, seriously though, feel free to reach out. You can find me obviously on Facebook over here. Drop me a line at PrashK, and obviously you can reach out to myself or my team over on LinkedIn at LinkedIn/in/wellbeing expert. And you can find me as the wellbeing expert on LinkedIn. Reach out, say hi, and if I can be of any service or my team can help you in any way to help you to amplify your willpower and bring success into your personal or professional lives, I'm at your service. For the community, for each of you individually, just drop me a line. It'd be an honor to serve you and help you in any way I can. Reach out to me, and you've got our websites here, urbanspirituality.co and stresstosuccess.co. Find out more through there. And also there's a special gift I'd like to leave you with. We have a very powerful meditation, guided audio entrainment meditation track, which blends guided meditation with brainwave entrainment technology to program our subconscious mind to amplify and improve our focus, reduce our stress levels, and increase our calmness and resilience. You can find this meditation at stresstosuccess.co/gift/GIFT. Feel free to grab the meditation, all the instructions to use it for 21 minutes a day and start to see the results during this pandemic. This is a beautiful time for you to use it to amplify your focus and reduce your stress levels. Go check it out, stay in touch, and my thanks again to everybody in this amazing community who've made this possible. Everybody outside on LC UK and everybody behind the scenes and in front. Keep doing what you're doing. I remain at your service. That's it from me. Namaste. Take care.